Hey y'all, I'm Anna and welcome back to my channel. Today we are making the easiest recipe that I've ever shared with you all, and it is a pasta with fresh tomato sauce. Now the pasta can be any kind you like. Today I'm using angel hair, but I've used bow ties before. Oh, I've got a friend here. Owen, come say hey. Can you say hello? Hey. Mwah. We're out here in the backyard and the bugs are biting, so we might have to go back in a second. Anyways, so I've used so many different pastas with this, and it's all up to you. But the sauce is made from fresh tomatoes. I always use cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes, but today I've already made it. I used some Roma tomatoes because my cousin gave me some, and it was incredible. I'm telling you, if you like tomatoes, you've got to try it. Oh, and please come show everybody what you're doing. Hey! What are you doing with those? I don't know what he's thinking, but anyways. Alright, well, let's go ahead and get started. I hope you enjoy this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It is the red subscribe button underneath the video. It's totally free. If you think that you're subscribing to something that you have to pay for, I promise it's free. And it would really help me out, so anyways, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so my potatoes, not potatoes. Okay, wow, let me start over. Okay. Hey y'all, I'm Anna and welcome back to my channel. Really? Chase, no! The first thing that you need to do is get a big pot and fill it with water, add a big pinch of salt to it. I've got that on high coming up to a boil. It's not at a boil yet. I've only had it on here for a couple minutes. So while that is warming up, I will show you what you need for the sauce. It is literally 5 ingredients. So these are some Roma tomatoes. It's about 8 Roma tomatoes that my cousin gave me, and these are homegrown. I only make this in the summertime when I've got some really good tomatoes. So if you love fresh tomatoes that are homegrown in the middle of summer like I do, you have to try this recipe. So I've got about 8 tomatoes and I chopped them about yay size or yay big. You don't need to spend too much time chopping it real small because as it cooks, the tomatoes will cook down and they'll get smaller. Alright, I've got about 2 cloves of garlic that I sliced. If you don't like garlic, then just leave it out. But I happen to love it, so I do about 2 cloves, salt and pepper, and some extra virgin olive oil. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start with my olive oil, and I've got my big skillet over here preheating over medium heat. Now since this is like 4 or 5 ingredients, I do recommend that you use extra virgin because that'll just taste a lot better than using like canola oil. So I've got that. I'm going to add my garlic, and I add the garlic right away to the oil and let that sizzle for just a couple of minutes, and then we'll add the tomatoes. Alright, my garlic has been on here for a couple of minutes, and I don't want it to really get brown, and I'm going to turn the heat down to medium-low, and I'm going to add all the tomatoes in. Okay, I'm just going to stir this constantly for about 5 or 7 minutes, and I'm going to let the tomatoes cook down quite a bit, and it really turns into a sauce that is so good. I'm going to go ahead and add some salt. Just a little bit for now. We can always add more later. And a little bit of pepper. And I forgot to mention a second ago about my pasta. So I got my water coming up to a boil. And I'm using angel hair pasta today. You can use any kind of pasta you'd like. And when this comes up to a boil, I'm probably going to add a little bit less than half of a box to it. So we will get there in just a minute or so. So my tomatoes and garlic have been simmering over here. I did turn the heat back up to medium, by the way. Because it just wasn't sizzling at all, but they've been cooking for about 5 minutes, and you can see how much they have broken down, and it's like really saucy now. And let me just tell you how good it smells. That garlic, I just want to like put my face in that, but obviously I would get burned. But it smells incredible. So I'm going to turn this down to low because it's kind of where I want it, and my water has not come up to a boil yet, but it probably will in the next minute or so. So when that comes up to a boil, I will add my pasta, then I'll drain it, and we'll put the whole thing together. So I will see you in just a minute. Alright, so here is my pasta. And my tip about pasta, my grandma does not follow this tip, and she won't listen to me. But when you drain your pasta, don't rinse it with cold water, please, because when you do that, then your sauce doesn't stick to the pasta. So, just a tip. All right, I'm going to add this back to my pot. Now, it's really up to you if you want to pour your sauce over all of these noodles. I tend to not do that just because I just prefer to put the noodles on my plate first and then add the sauce to it. So that's what I'm about to do. Alright, so I'm going to just put some spaghetti on my plate and then head over here and get some of my sauce. Now, do you see how it's like, it's got a lot of juice? That is really good because that will thicken up once it goes on your spaghetti. If you didn't have that much juice, you probably would want to reserve some of the cooking water just so it wouldn't get dry. But to me, that's perfect. Alright, I'm going to let this cool for a minute and then I'm going to take a big bite. Alright, so I was going to give you a quick tip while this bite cools off. If someone in your family doesn't like chunks of tomato, what you can do is puree the whole thing and then just pour it on top and it'll be more of a creamy sauce. So that's just a quick tip. I've done that before and it's still really good. Alright, so you're about to see the real me taking a messy bite, so I'm sorry. Sorry, it took me a second. That is so good, y'all. If you have fresh tomatoes, please don't let the summer go by without making this. And it took, what, 5 minutes to do? 5-10 minutes? It's so easy, and I promise you will love it. Thank you again for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and this recipe. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.